Joining me from Orlando, Florida today is Megan Samuel Fields, born in Antigua, family connections in Barbados, and as impressive a career as you will ever find. Welcome, Megan.
Hi, Dianne. I'm so glad to be here. Good to
Yeah,
see
you
you.
see, she calls me Dianne, so you know immediately she is either friend or family. I just want y'all to note
Or
that,
both.
or both. Do you aspire to an uncomplicated and fulfilling way of life? I'm Dianne Squires, aka Dianne. That's what all my friends call me. I'm an island woman living on the island of Barbados and walking my path to a big and simple life. Walk with me and learn with me. Welcome to the Island Woman Podcast. Let me tell you a bit more about Megan. Megan is a highly qualified and experienced Chief Executive Officer and finance professional. She's a certified public accountant, a CPA, a qualified attorney at law, and she also holds an MSc in finance and financial law. Megan is also a life coach who is currently pursuing a PhD in creative leadership for innovation and change. Her dissertation topic is on financial literacy and access to finance among MSMEs, that's micro, small, and medium sized enterprises in Antigua and Barbuda. As a life coach, Megan focuses mainly on financial and academic coaching. And in addition, she also serves as a certified court mediator and a court appointed arbitrator. She is the founder and chief executive officer of Samuel Fields Consulting Group, SFCG, which comprises an energized team of professionals along with a rich talent pool of associate experts with other resources to meet any project specifications for its clients. Megan, thanks again for being with me. I am so happy to have you.
So glad, so happy to be here as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I always kick off with this question, which is if you had to create a survival kit for a Caribbean woman entrepreneur and you could only put three things in there, what would you pack? And in order of priority, Caribbean woman entrepreneur survival kit.
No, that was a tough one because as a Caribbean woman, we don't go anywhere unless we have a big bag, right?
Yeah.
So that was hard, but I thought about it and thought about it from the point of view of not so much the material things, but as an entrepreneur and as a woman, what would be most important for me? And I thought of tools that would foster growth, resilience, and spiritual strength. So those are the three, let's say, big buckets. So first, I would include something that would help me as a Caribbean entrepreneur to grow. So a portable device or cell phones or a hotspot, something where there is connection, where I can make connection, where I can grow.
Yeah.
Then the other one, resilience. And resilience, sometimes we think that means you got to be tough, but sometimes it just means having good balance. So I would include something like a journal or maybe a mindfulness app, because as an entrepreneur, the journey requires some mental resilience and some calm among the challenges.
For sure.
So that would be my thing for resilience. And then I would add a spiritual anchor. And for me, that's the Bible, where I can get comfort, guidance, and a reminder that my strength is really rooted in something bigger than me and in faith and in community. So I think if I were to create a survival kit, I would have those three things. And I'm not sure if I necessarily set them in order, but perhaps yes, in order.
Because you said growth, you need a portable device to kind of build that connection.
Build the
For
connection.
resilience, kind of just getting into
Just be
what you're feeling,
balanced. Yeah.
journaling or a mindfulness app. And then for spiritual strength, for you, the Bible.
the Bible. Yes.
Yes,
So
it's just something bigger than you. So in order of
absolutely.
priority?
Yeah, I think that's what it would be.
Okay, perfect. I was just wondering why the growth was the top one for you then in order of priority.
I think as an entrepreneur and a female entrepreneur,
Yeah.
that's always top of mind because it's so hard. It is hard to even start a
Yes.
business, but it's even harder, I think, to grow and really take the steps to move forward and not be where you started.
Yeah.
So growth is important and it's something we have to work on every day.
I appreciate that so much. And well, I mean, I've been at it for 7 years now, so I can say yes to all those things
Yeah.
and to acknowledge that, yeah, growth is definitely um, a hard part. Starting for me, I don't think was as hard because I would say I kind of fell into what I was doing. But then
Mm,
determining, like, is that really what you want to be doing? Is that what you really want to grow into doing more? And those kinds of questions that start coming up after, I don't know, year three. For me, those were important questions. So your bio is super impressive, but it's because you have done so many things. And if someone was to go to your LinkedIn profile, they would see so much more that you've done and accomplished as a professional. So let's talk about
yeah.
the different roles that you've played, the things that you're doing. And of course, because you're a founder and CEO of Samuel Fields Consulting Group, I want to talk about that. So what does the group do? What's it made up of? I'm assuming different companies or enterprises. And what does it?
Okay. So Samuel Fields Consulting Group focuses on financial wellness and general business advisory services. And our focus is really to empower individuals, families, and businesses to build wealth, achieve financial stability, and to foster long-term growth. There's the word again, growth.
Yeah.
So we believe that success in our fast-paced business landscape, it requires more than just the expertise. It requires a partner who really understands the nuances of financial management and we're able to empower clients to thrive. So what we try to do is we are a small organization, but we have connections with various consultants. And so
Mhm.
we try to look at ourselves as a one-stop shop. Our mission is really to provide comprehensive support, insights, and solutions that help our clients in whatever financial journey they're on. And another big area of what we do at Samuel Fields Consulting Group is focus a lot on financial education, financial literacy. What I have found is, and that's why I'm doing my dissertation on financial literacy, we know what we know, but what we know comes from our parents who may not have had the opportunity to properly understand financial literacy and to put it into practice. And so what we find is persons do certain things just out of habit. This is what their parents did or their grandparents did, and they just continue to do it. And if only they understood how to deal with debt or how to deal with savings and investment and just little decisions that could change the trajectory of their individual lives or of their businesses, then it could make a big difference.
Yeah.
So we focus a lot on the education aspect of it and trying to do our little part in our community to ensure that we are getting the word out there about your finances. It's not a bad word. Debt is not a bad word. It's
Uh,
just understanding it and managing it. So we do a lot of that. Now we offer legal services. We offer the wide range, but our niche is on financial literacy and education.
right. So this means that Samuel Fields Consulting Group could offer me a service as an individual.
Yes.
My business, Dianne Squires Consulting, you could offer service to me, but also to larger organizations.
Absolutely. And we've done that.
Mhm.
Partnered with banks and offered certain training for their organizations. We've done financial wellness conferences where anyone could attend and they're online, where we bring a wide range of speakers on various topics from cybersecurity,
Yeah.
what's happening in the accounting landscape, music and money, a wide range of
Yeah.
different topics. Yeah.
It sounds like, or it seems to me like this work is satisfying for you because from where I sit, someone who is a CPA, so that is intensive kind of robust study, becomes an attorney at law, as a trained attorney at law. Again, that's robust, intensive study. And then you go on to be a life coach, and then you do your MSc in finances as well. This must be work that is satisfying for you. Am I right? Am I wrong?
You are so right. So I finally have come to the realization, I kind of hated hearing it, but I've come to the realization I love to learn.
Mm,
I love it. I am what I am, but I also love putting things into practice.
yeah.
So being a CPA and doing the work and realizing, oh, so maybe I could do things a little differently here. I could
Uh-huh.
offer a suggestion, and then having I think the beauty of having different types of knowledge is combining them together.
Mm,
And so I see things differently because I would see it from the accounting side, but I see it from the legal side. And then I'm a practical person, I see it from the practical side. And so putting all those together, make it fun. That's the other thing with me. I'm a fun kind of person.
yes.
So I don't stick into the category of the way an accountant is or the way a
CPA,
lawyer is. Yeah. So
black suits, and
no, so I think having those as my my rock. So I know my accounting. I know my accounting. So I can step out there and help someone, but I don't have to. I think I have the freedom to be creative, to look at things differently and offer
yeah,
a different outlook on things. So
yeah.
that brings me joy. And especially my sweet spot is financial literacy. It's something I'm really passionate about and
It
really would love to see especially our women, just thrive.
thrive. Yeah, I can sense that satisfaction. And as I read the bio, I was thinking, how did she do all of that? But your explanation is perfect because then you're not stuck in a box as to how you can serve, or you're
Yes.
not stuck in a box as to who you can be out there in the world. I feel like all the things that you've done kind of show just exactly who you are. And some people
Yeah.
kind of, they've studied one thing, and so you are now an engineer, and engineer is the identity that you walk around with all the time. But I feel like your qualifications kind of reflect the kind of multifaceted person that you are, and I think
Yes.
that's beautiful.
Thank
So,
you. Yeah.
speaking of financial literacy, you co-host a show that airs on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube with your sister, Dorit
Yes.
Whitlock, called Likkle Byte Ideas. First of all, what's this like? What is it like working with your sister? Because I'm thinking I
Oh
had
my
three
gosh.
sisters. They're all going to listen to this. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I think it would be interesting to co-host something with a sister. How is that?
Awesome. So I have
Yeah,
one sister, three brothers. So, and we've always been pretty close,
yeah.
but we've also been very different. So I'm the finance person, she's the marketing person. So
Mhm.
even growing up, anything to do with fashion or style or doing things differently for the public, that
Yeah,
was her.
right.
I I knew I was creative, but she's in a different league.
She's on a
Me
different
my
level.
Yeah, give me my figures and I'll make an argument and determine this is why we have to spend this amount and that kind of stuff. So we're very different. But this came together during COVID. It's amazing the amount of things that, we say, oh, COVID was such a bad time, but there are lots of good things that came out of COVID.
Yeah, forced us to do a lot.
A lot. So, think being at home, we spoke a lot more and I'd already had Samuel Peace Consulting Group and we were dabbling a bit with the education and we thought, why not do a webinar? because there was just so much uncertainty. Are we going to open? When are we going to open? What's going to happen with jobs? And so we thought, yeah, so we did a free webinar, and we had like over 200 people. And the response was, we want more of this. So of course we're like, okay, there is a need for this. So we did a few more webinars, but again, my sister, being the marketer that she is, started thinking and saying, you know what, we need to tweak it. So we brainstormed,
Yeah.
and we finally landed on, we didn't want it to be big. We wanted it to be little. And in our dialect, Likkle is what we
Yeah.
say. So we said, okay, we're going to just do a Likkle Byte, which is BYTE for technology, Likkle Byte idea. And it's to focus on financial literacy, but not to make it boring, not to make it too steeped in the numbers, and not to make it long. And so what we ended up with was a show where we have a guest on, and that guest, we will speak about some aspect of financial wellness. Because here's the other thing we realized: being financially well is very much dependent on every other thing that's happening in your life. So you can't be financially well if you're not spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, physically, environmentally, emotionally well. So when we speak about financial wellness, it's not in isolation. And so because of that, we've had a wide range of topics. Can money buy happiness? And we had a pastor on art and creativity. How does that tie in with finances, side hustles, women in politics? We just had a wide range, because what we realized, it just didn't matter what the topic was. Financial wellness was a part of it, because everything centers around that. But if that's out of whack, everything else kind of is out of whack as well. So that's how Lickabite Ideas was formed, and it's been such a joy.
It sounds like it, just a comment. There will be some people who would say a CPA talking about like, money, and if your emotions aren't good, the money won't help, or, that's not financial wellness. So like, really? Why
It
isn't she
sure
telling me
is.
how to earn more money and how to, all the
Oh,
things,
that's there
invest
too.
more? And that's there too,
That's
but
there too. You gotta be well.
but
Think of a
but
wheel. Think of a wellness wheel.
yeah,
And if one of them is off, if you drive a car, you know how it is. If you have a flat tire, you're not gonna have a smooth ride.
yeah. Yeah. So what would you say is financial wellness if you had to encapsulate it into a definition that a layman could understand? Lay people like me.
Okay. So I would say financial wellness is where you have a good financial plan in place, which intertwines with your particular lifestyle, because
Hmm.
your being financially well may not be my financially well limit. So it's not just about the money you have, but being able to, you have a plan for it. You're managing your money well in order to meet whatever your lifestyle is. Because you might have the money, but if your lifestyle is one where the money comes in and it goes out the next day, you're not that financially well.
Yeah.
So there's a balance that you need to have with making sure you have a proper plan for your money and making sure it ties in with the lifestyle that you have. And sometimes one of them needs to change. We might have to shift our lifestyle in order to be financially well.
I want to shift the conversation because prior to this, I would have shared with you the thing that set this off for me. And I shared this with you a few weeks ago while we were together in Barbados too. This 2015 IDB report that I keep
Yeah.
citing. So I know my audience, y'all are going to be tired, sick of me saying this, but it's really about the impact that women have had on economies in Latin America and the Caribbean. So
Hmm.
that statistic says that between 2000 and 2010, a 10-year period, as women's income rose, poverty was reduced by 30%. And so that kind of just set me thinking about what else is possible if women earn more, but also have that kind of more financial wellness.
Yeah.
And so on this platform, I talk a lot about having a big and a simple life, having big ambition for the things that you want to achieve, including wealth, And then secondly, about it being simple, also maintaining your well-being. So I want to talk to you about those two things
Okay.
specifically. All right. And I want you to put them on a scale. So, scale 0 to 1, how do we balance out? What's the tipping point? That kind of thing. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, if we put your drive, that being how committed you are to seeing your business become a multi-million dollar, globally impactful enterprise, 0 is not at all a priority, and 10 is absolute life mission. Where are you on that scale?
Right now, pure honesty, I would say a 9. I want to be a 10, but I'm not yet there.
So that's
Yeah,
that's your ambition. So the level of your ambition is a 9 right now.
absolutely.
Globally impactful
Absolutely.
enterprise. I'm behind you on that. We can do
And
that
globally.
globally. We can do that. I'm behind you on that. All right.
Awesome.
Why not the 10? What's the point that's missing? Where do you feel a deficit?
Yeah. So the not yet the 10 is, and I hope when you ask me that in another 6 months, it'll be a 10.
Uh-huh.
Not yet the 10 is I'm trying to complete certain things. So my PhD. So that I've had to push up and let that be the priority. So
Yeah.
that I know is, I couldn't in all honesty say 10. In my heart of
Mm,
hearts, that's where I want to get to, but I just need to focus on that.
yeah.
My adult sons, young adult sons, they've just kind of launched. So I think I'm in a better place now
Uh-huh.
than maybe a year ago, but I probably need a bit more time just to make sure that I've done all I can for them to thrive in their own world.
Uh-huh.
And then I also am working with a nonprofit organization that is bringing me joy, and that needs time too. So I
Yeah.
think combining all of those, my passion is still there, but just being realistic.
Yeah. And you know why I ask these questions, especially in this season when I'm thinking about female women, Caribbean women leaders, founders, experts, that kind of thing, is because that same report confirms something that I think we know in Caribbean communities. When a woman makes more, is somehow going to get sprinkled around a little bit more,
Absolutely.
and everybody else is going to benefit a little bit more than a man would,
Hence the
right?
reason
So
for financial literacy.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that if then women are more financially literate and they're earning more, they have big ambition and that turns into more earnings or whatever. They're even better able to help grow economies because they're better able to sprinkle that around and maintain their financial wellness. So this is why this is so important to me and why that statistic struck me, because I thought about all the women that I could think of, my mother, people who were close to me, and thought of what they did with their money
Hmm.
as opposed to maybe what my father did with his money. And it is true. It is true. So I'm interested in hearing women who do have big ambitions and are willing to say, "I have big ambitions for wealth and money." So the next question is, now, let me get off my soapbox, is we're going to put your well-being on a scale as well. We're going to do something similar. So if we put your current sense of well-being, your personal sense of well-being, your freedom, your time for life outside of work on that scale of 1 to 10. Let's say 0 is constantly stressed and 10 is perfectly balanced. Where are you on that scale?
I so wish I could say 10. I so wish I could say 10, but that would not be true. That would not be true. Again, being honest, I would say maybe an 8.
Oh, good.
And that's improved. I've had to consciously make decisions on my
Mm,
well-being. I
for instance.
am a busy person, always busy. You know that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I always put people first.
Yeah.
So saying no is something I have had to learn to do because I think, I can help. My husband is always saying you always try to bite off more than you can chew. But I want to help this person. I want to help that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can do it. And then I have a lot.
There's too
I have
much.
been consciously focusing on saying no and being comfortable with saying
Mm-hmm.
no. And it's a journey. I really do wish to get to 10,
Mm-hmm.
but I still have some work to do because there's just something in me. I like to be busy. Oh, if I'm not doing something, it's like, what's going on? So
Oh,
yeah, but
okay.
I'm doing so much better.
But an 8 and a 9, I mean, first of all, some people would listen to this and say, really? Like, who can be a 10 on either of those, or who can be a 10 on those simultaneously? But I'm kind of here to say, why not?
Exactly.
Why can't we
And
aim for
that's
that?
what we should be aiming for.
Yeah.
Why can't we have it both? Have both of them.
Why not? Some people would
Yeah.
say you can't have your cake and eat it too, or you can't have everything all at once. But let's see if it's
Says
possible.
who?
Is Let's see if it's possible is my challenge to us all. So you have been since I'm gonna say 2020, but I'm actually not sure. The founder of SFCG. How long since?
Oh, so
Long.
SFCG has been around since 2009.
Ooh.
However, it was it was in 2020. So up to 2009, we mainly focused on legal work, accounting work, and kind of run of the mill type of engagements, consultancies where we bring other people in, but it was generally around legal accounting, auditing.
Mm.
In 2020, again, I'm going to say thanks to COVID, I just had a bit more time to think.
Yeah.
And, uh, and that's when my sister came into the mix because we had been talking about different things over the years, but in 2020, having the time, we just started doing things. And one, which is the webinar I told you about, and we realized,
Yeah.
wow, this really, there's a need. And I mean, the feedback we got was, we need so much more of this. We want to hear more. There's so much that we need to learn about finances and how to cope and be resilient.
Yeah.
And so that's when, in my mind, there was like a rebirth of SFCG.
Ooh.
And so we still continue doing our core things, but
Yes.
that's when we focused more on financial literacy, financial education, financial wellness, training, things like that.
Perfect. So I asked you that question because that means since 2009, you have been a founder and a business. And so
Yes.
I would like to know if there was one big kind of umbrella message that you could give to another woman founder, whether she's kind of now getting into, starting that business, or she has
Mm.
been there for a while, but maybe feeling a little bit off. What's your key message?
Ah, you know what my key message would be? Don't stop. Keep pushing forward. We are phenomenal women. We are, I believe, destined for success. I really do believe that within every woman, there is a nugget of success that each woman can get to. But we got to be honest and keep it real. Success often comes wrapped up in layers of failure, disappointment, delays, detours. And it's in these challenging moments that our resilience is tested and where a lot of times we stop. We don't push through. But I think if we persist, if we work through all the setbacks and we learn from the disappointments, I think eventually we will enjoy the sweet reward of success. And I want to make the point, I know we're talking about financial wellness and all of that, but when I say success, I am not just looking at monetary gain. That's important. We're not
Mm-hmm.
going into business just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's for monetary gain, but that's not all. It's about, reaching a milestone or making life better for yourself or for someone else, or
Yeah.
even infusing the world with purpose and change. So I would say to the Caribbean female entrepreneurs, keep going. Your perseverance, it's not just paving the way for your future, but you'll be surprised how many others you are inspiring along the way. And you know what? If you continue, you will be unstoppable.
I love it. So
Yeah,
to recap, in the survival kit for all the Caribbean women founders out there, or people who may be thinking of going in that direction, your portable connection to stay connected with other people and the community for growth because you need it. Resilience and to document either through your journaling or a mindfulness app, and to think of your spiritual strength or that thing that is outside of you that is greater than you, that's going to help you to
yes.
move forward. And finally, to keep going, keep
Keep
going,
going. Keep
keep
going.
going.
It's going to be tough. Don't ever let anybody who tells you going into business is a piece of cake run, because that's not true. But just
Yep.
keep going.
All right. Fantastic. Megan, other people are going to want to talk to you after they hear this, I'm sure. How can they find you, learn about SFCG online or elsewhere? Tell us where they can find you.
Sure. So our website, I think, would be the best place. www.samuelfieldsconsultinggroup. .com, sorry. And then we are on Facebook,
Yeah,
Samuel Fields Consulting Group. I'm on LinkedIn, so you can get me, Megan Samuel Fields, or you can call us, or you can send an email, info, at samuelfieldsconsulting.com.
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
It has been fantastic to have
it
you.
has been. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad that we finally were able to do it, to sit down and do it.
Yes,
And I
I'm
could
so glad
steal some
too.
of your time. So, and I say steal intentionally because I feel like that's what I'm doing, but I feel honored to
No,
have
this
had
was
your
good.
time.
This was
Yeah,
good. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. And I hope sometime when we start back our the new session in the new year, that we'll
yeah.
have you on our show as well. Our
Well,
Little
that
Bite
would be
Ideas show.
fantastic. That would be
Yeah,
fantastic. It's a
absolutely.
yes immediately. So
Okay,
don't
good.
bother to ask. All right, guys.
Absolutely.
So that is it for now. If you've made it to the end of the episode with Megan and I, thank you so much for taking the time. If you liked this, share it with a friend, leave a comment, or do both. All of this is free. And if you watched it on YouTube, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That is also free. Remember to click the bell icon to get notified every time a new episode goes live. This has been episode 6, season 3. Yay, we in season 3
Whoa,
of the Island
nice.
Woman podcast. I'm your island woman, Dianne Squires, aka Dianne. Until next time, peace.
Bye.